Level 0. A horn presses up under the skin of your forehead, and you stopped noticing it centuries ago. The hand around the teacup has 6 fingers. The tea went cold a long time ago. You could not say how long, only that the table is the same table, and the light overhead is the wrong kind, white and humming, a light no one had built when you arrived. You lift the cup. You drink the cold tea. Somewhere far below this room, a planet is going about its evening. The one planet, out of all of them, that should have been an orchard by now, and somehow isn't. You used to be enormous. Level 1. The Descent. Rewind a few thousand years. A streak of fire crosses a sky that has never seen one, and the locals call it a falling star and make a wish on it. That was you. You are Otsutsuki, a species that crosses the dark between worlds the way a swarm crosses a field, and you do not arrive to live somewhere. You arrive to eat it. You have done this on more planets than you ever bothered to count. The shell cracks open in a crater, and 2 of you step out. That is the first rule, and no one says it out loud. So here it is plainly. There are always 2. A pair. One of you will eat, and one of you will not. And which is which gets decided later, by whoever turns out to be hungrier. Your partner steps out beside you and smiles at you like family. You smile back. Neither of you means it. A local comes running. Robes, a torch, a face full of worship for the star people. You put your hand through his chest. A greeting. This is how your kind says hello to a planet. You find out how easily it breaks, and then you know exactly how long you have. You have a long time. So does the one who stepped out beside you, already pacing off the ground for the tree, already keeping the careful distance 2 predators keep before either has admitted which one is the meal. Level 2. The tree. You plant the tree. It comes from inside your partner. A seed the size of a tooth pushed into the floor of the crater. Then it grows. Not fast. A god tree does not respect your schedule. It takes a century to mature. A single trunk climbing past the clouds while it quietly drinks the life out of everything with roots near it. The grass, the animals, eventually the people. All of it routed slowly upward into one fruit at the very top. A chakra fruit. Squeeze a whole planet until only the juice is left, and that is the fruit. So you wait. A century is a long time to be a god with nothing to do. You sit on the moon and you watch them. They build religions around it. The thing that is eating them becomes the thing they pray to. They carve the tree into their temples. They name their children after it. They are not even wrong to worship it. It is the most powerful thing they will ever stand near. They are only wrong about which direction the gratitude should flow. Then the fruit begins to ripen. Both of you feel it at once. Level 3. The Betrayal. There is a moment near the top of the tree where the 2 of you stand together, the fruit right there between you, and you both understand that the rule is finally about to resolve itself. One eats, one does not. You have spent a century being polite to each other for exactly this. Your partner is faster. She takes the fruit. She eats it in front of you. The power of an entire planet pouring into her at once. And the thing she becomes turns and looks at you the way you once looked at the local with the torch. Like something that breaks easily, and is therefore a greeting waiting to happen. She strikes you down. You, who crossed the void to harvest a world, are suddenly just the most convenient thing in the room. The woman every ninja in every village descends from, Kaguya, the mother of all of it, was the partner, the shadow, not the one who landed first. Every clan, every bloodline technique, every grudge that ever fueled a war on this planet grew out of her. She ate first, and then she spent 2,000 years hiding inside the bloodline of a whole world from the same hunger about to finish you, because she already knew what you are only now learning. There are always two. The second one is never safe. You are dying, and dying whole is one option. The other is smaller. You can pour what is left of yourself out of this ruined body and into a living one, some warm, breathing nobody, and go on in there as a passenger, a fraction, a god folded down to a splinter under someone else's ribs. It is everything you came to this world to do to other people, done to yourself, on purpose. You choose it anyway. You always choose it. You would rather be a parasite forever than be finished once. Level 4. The host. The bodies you fall into never last. You are too small now to harvest a world. You can only persist, poured from one host into the next, across a long, starving age. A god rationed out through other people's veins. A parasite is never comfortable. You are always hungry and you can never eat enough, because the only thing keeping each borrowed body alive is the life of whoever you're wearing, and you burn them down from the inside, slowly, carefully, so they last. You came to swallow a planet in one gulp. Now you sip single human beings across lifetimes, terrified of finishing one before you find the next. The one you wear now is a monk. He was praying when you moved in, which is almost too perfect. He never felt you arrive. They never do. His name, the part of him still allowed to have one, is Jigen. He builds an organization. He gathers powerful people, gives them a purpose, builds it into the most dangerous organization on the planet, and calls it Kara. And he believes, fully and sincerely, that it was his idea. You let him have that. It costs you nothing, and a puppet who thinks he is the puppeteer pulls his own strings for free. You used to be the harvest. Now you are the rot, passing from host to host. Level 5. The harvest that fails. This world was supposed to end the way all of them end. It does not. Something has gone wrong with the orchard. The people here, this particular stubborn, cursed little planet, have spent the centuries you were hiding doing the one thing no harvest is built to survive. They taught their power to each other. They made it ordinary. They handed around the very thing you came to concentrate into a single fruit, and a fruit cannot form in a field that refuses to grow only one of anything. You came back expecting one bright fruit at the top of one tree. You found 100 million small lights instead, scattered across schools and villages and children's hands. Impossible to gather, impossible to squeeze. And the body you were counting on next, the perfect vessel, the one you assembled all of Kara to deliver, refuses you. A child you were promised simply will not open the door. Your borrowed time, the monk you have nearly burned through, runs out at the very same moment. After everything, you are killed by arithmetic. The clock, not the hero. Dying, actually dying this time, with no smaller body left to fall into. You do the only thing your kind has ever known how to do. You reach for the planet anyway. One more harvest. Your hand closes on nothing. Kaguya finished her meal centuries ago. She just left the leftovers walking. The orchard was never yours. You were the hand that carried the seed, and hands are the part you throw away. Level 6. Finale. The cup is still in your hand. The tea is still cold. The light still hums. For one more second, you are enormous again. You remember the void, the fire across a clean sky, 100 worlds gone quiet under your tree. Then the hand with 6 fingers loosens, and the cup does not so much fall as it is simply no longer held, and the white light keeps running over a god who has stopped being one. This is what the life of a god actually is. You spend forever afraid of the only other person who knows what you are, and in the end the thing that outlives you is your hunger, walking around in someone else's body, looking for a door. You've wanted something so badly, You lost track of whether you were holding it or it was holding you. If you'd live inside one more impossible world, subscribe. There's a horn out in the dark already deciding. Far above a different planet, a streak of fire enters the atmosphere. 2 sets of horns. The shell begins to crack.